to oversee everything. I've just watched him, kind of systematically go through. He's very confident and he knows exactly what's necessary. And it's not about this immediate, Tibbs was a little more in a kind of a short term, make the playoffs. And there's nothing wrong with that. Gerson's approach is a little bit more about sustainability, a culture that's sustainable, that they're, kind of walking the walk every day. And so I've had a chance to be around. They've been very gracious in letting me, kind of be around as much as I have been able to as far as when I'm in town. And I was absolutely thrilled, to see them win a road game. Winning any game in the WNBA, NBA, really NFL, professional level, it's a challenge. It's really a challenge, and to do it on the road, it's even more difficult. And so to not play your best, because I think they would tell you that, but that would be expected. I can't imagine that I've ever felt in game one that we played great and we don't have much to work on. So to not be at your best and to find a way to win is a great sign, for the Wolves and the environment around the team, has been very upbeat. I think if anybody that's followed it at all, Jim Peterson is over the moon, about kind of the way things are being done, because it's been about more of a collaboration, inclusion. And that's just, it's a no-brainer. And I'm just happy to see that someone like Gerson gets it and Ryan gets it. And I'm wishing them nothing but the best. And obviously it's a very long season. And, the conversation with Ryan, it's like, you have to keep this, this feel good, you're in it for each other. Because when it really gets tested is when times get difficult. And that's when you're going to learn the most about this year's Wolves team. And I think you'll see them be able to navigate tougher times in a better way than maybe the past, because there's been a foundation laid. I think Carl, there was a story today in The Athletic about, Carl Anthony Towns talking about, their time in the Bahamas, and just they've made great efforts to, establish culture. Culture gets you a long ways. At the end of the day, they may not have enough talent to do big things, but take the talent that you do have, may be able to maximize that and reach your best. And I think that's something that's very achievable for this year's Wolves team. And I'm excited to go to the game on Sunday to see their home opener.
Yeah, I'll see you there. Let's talk about the WNBA. I want to thank Cara Quinn, Cara Quinn. You can reach her at cara@brickandbannister.com. That's Bannister with one N. You can also call her at 612-203-7657. You can find her on Facebook, Zillow, and Instagram under her name as well. And I've told you her story. She lives in the Tangletown area of Minneapolis. She loves living in Minneapolis. She has lived in Rome. She's lived abroad. She's become a huge fan of architecture and helping people find the right home. She's been a great supporter of this show and this network, and she's also a fun person. You'll enjoy your conversation with her. So if you have to sell or buy a home anytime soon, just reach out to Cara. Again, like all of our sponsors, one of the things I love about all of our sponsors across the network, I don't have anybody who's high pressure or pushy. Everybody just wants to have a good conversation. These are down to earth people, again, who have been very gracious to join in with our efforts as we try to grow this network. Cara@brickandbannister.com. So the WNBA, a lot of job openings, and the name of your top assistant, Walt Hopkins, has come up in an attachment with some of them.
It has, yeah, and that's a very exciting time. That there are two openings. The Indiana Fever have a head coach and a general manager opening. I don't know if it's going to be dual role for one person or whether it'll be separate positions. But the New York Liberty, did not renew Katie Smith's contract. They do have a general manager, Jonathan Kolb, that will be doing the hiring there. So. It's something that I want as the leader of a franchise, is to be able to position our people that work so hard to accomplish their dreams. What do they want to do? And so each offseason we go through that, and what's the next step, and how can I best help them get there? And so this has been ongoing with Walt, where we've talked about positioning for the next step. And while Walt's not in any hurry to leave the Lynx, I think he's been, really, really committed and passionate about being here. He understands what a great organization this is. But the next step for Walt is to be a head coach. And, I appreciate that he's being recognized in that way. And and he should be involved in both openings, both Indiana and New York. And if he feels like that's what's best for him, as I told him, it will be really, really happy for him, and we'll circle that game on the schedule. We can't wait to kick his butt. That's what I told him. So, and we'll have 3 Lynx, people. We'll have myself and James and Walt, and that would be a lot of fun. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I definitely am supportive if he can get involved in those jobs and it ends up being the one. It's very competitive, to end up being just one person, amidst a pool of people. It's a challenge, and if he gets to that point, we'll pop some champagne.
Absolutely. Well, James Wade leaves your staff, goes and becomes the coach of the year in Chicago. I think very highly of Walt, having gotten to know him a little bit, and also having heard a lot about him from you and the players. He strikes me as the kind of guy who would really be a very good head coach. The question is the time right? Is the situation right?
Yeah, that's what I told him. He has a chance to be selective. This is, each time there's an opening, his name will be involved, and so he has a chance to really take his time and make sure that it's right for him. And it helps that James was coach of the year off of coming, from the Lynx and from working with Dan Hughes in San Antonio. I think that's, that it helps someone like Walt to think that maybe he could be the next James Wade.
So next week, let's talk about you heading out on your college tour and some of the job openings that are occurring around the league and what might happen with them. Any other final thoughts today, Cheryl?
Yeah, as we you said you don't want to talk about next week. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying we have some topics I know we want to get more in depth in next week. Is there anything you want to hit us with right now as a final thought?
Yeah, the final thought would be congratulations to Nafisa Collier. And her fiance Alex. That their recent engagement. I don't know where it was. It was beautiful, beautiful scenery. I just saw pictures. I don't know if that's in. I don't know where they are, but it was beautiful, and excited for her. Even though I would tell her she's too young, she's not going to listen to me. So, but if she's happy, we're happy, and hopefully, she'll be able to stay focused on the great basketball that she can play for us.
Well, she seems to have her head on very straight, so I don't doubt that'll happen. And she was at the Wolves opener at Brooklyn, so maybe that was where the proposal came.
It could be, yeah. It looks like a little bit like a park, maybe Central Park. So yeah, he's a smart guy, I'll tell you that, because Nafisa's got a lot going for her, and I know he's very talented. He's got a great business, and he's a player development coach on both men and women, and so great couple. That hopefully they'll be good to each other, and this will work out for them.
Absolutely. Thanks for all of your thoughts, Cheryl. As always, thanks again to SuccessfulMarketingGroup.com and to Cara Quinn, your local realtor. Also, remember, we have a deal with Bitesquad. The promo code is TALKNORTH. But after that, just use them. Just check the website. They have deals in your area that will cater to your schedule and to your tastes. Bitesquad.com or the Bitesquad app. Thanks to our producer, Brandon Morton, and we will talk to you next week.